Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Simple Talk. Today, we're talking to Cara Kingston. She's actually one of our clients, and she owns Uniquely Rising. Good morning, Cara. Thanks for joining me today.
Good morning, Jennifer. Thanks for having me. Just sharing a second ago, appreciate the team, and thanks for having me here today.
Awesome. We're happy to have you. So, as we discussed before, tell me a bit about your business and your journey and how you got into what you're doing.
Yeah, my business is called Uniquely Rising. It's a holistic based services, so it consists of different modalities: Reiki, quantum touch, astrology, human design, tarot card reading. And the biggest piece that I'm passionate about is conscious relationship work. So that consists of specific tools from going back into your past and having awareness practices to understand your specific triggers and wounds, and
Mhm.
then having many practices to help heal from childhood and past relationships.
Awesome. So, what got you started in this?
Actually, my own. So about 15, 17 years ago, um, my own personal journey brought me to explore many avenues of healing myself. So I went on a journey of anything that spoke to me. I tried through my own challenges from my own childhood. And just knowing from a little girl, I remembered thinking as a little girl, there's got to be a different way, a better way to communicate, a better way to express ourselves and many things. So I explored every avenue that spoke to me. And then I was prompted actually by spirit to incorporate all the teachings, courses, and certifications, et cetera, into my own business and help guide and facilitate mainly women. I do work with men and women and couples, but mainly women to help facilitate and guide them on their own healing journey.
Awesome. I feel like everybody's got a healing journey and it's all different, right?
Exactly. And that's the key is going, even though we don't like to investigate sometimes back into our childhood, it's a must because we all have a different unique journey that, my conditioning or my triggers are going to look different than you or someone else. So even though we don't like doing the homework and sometimes we all like instant gratification, it's so important, in my opinion, to really take the time. We take a lot of time to invest in, what kind of house we want or um, what kind of career we want, but we don't often go internal and, understand relationally to ourselves and others around us.
Yeah, I've been reading some stuff and it's all about kind of like, what's the book called? It's called The Mountain Is You. Have you read that?
No,
No, it's all
out
about
there.
self-sabotage. And it's kind of like when you do these things, it's something that you're trying to cover up or repair. So, like when I eat too much food, it's because there's something going on inside that I haven't addressed. So it's things like that. It's like these like bad habits that you have are covering something else up. And if you don't get to the what it is that you're covering up, you'll always be in that cycle.
Absolutely. And, we all, it's kind of like shadow and ego work a little bit, what you're speaking about.
Yeah.
We all put on these masks that um, keep us safe because that's what we learned to do in childhood. And it's not to blame our parents. Usually they just didn't have the resources and skills
Mhm.
back then, or it wasn't modeled to them in their own homes. So evolution always takes place. And um, doing these practices that you spoke about in the book is key, is one of the key pieces to understanding your own unique
Yeah.
stuff. That we all have our own stuff.
All of our stuff. Everybody's got stuff. And it's
Absolutely.
and it's
Yeah.
a lifelong journey, right? You're never going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. So yeah. You mentioned something. You said
Touch. So it's
quantum touch.
another, yeah, it's another form of energy work similar to Reiki. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, it's another energy modality that again was really beneficial to me. So it was something I explored a great deal, and then now I help others heal. Well, essentially, they're doing the healing. I'm just the vehicle.
Facilitating it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. I'm
Mhm.
like, new word. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I know, and your book too. There's so many great books and resources and skills.
I know, right? I have like a huge bookshelf that I had to go through and be like, I need to pare this down a little. Yeah, so you have a new course, and just tell us a bit about that.
Sure, I'm really excited. I launched my first new healing course. So it's a 10 video module course with PDF worksheets,
Mhm.
and it speaks to all of what we just talked about. So the first module is on conscious relationship. That's the piece of really understanding your own unique conditioning and triggers. And then there's many modules that help healing inner child work, shadow and ego work,
Oh,
understanding your deep values, and more. So it's just an in-depth uh, course that helps you go inward. And then I do one-on-one sessions after to help guide. It's a lot to process, especially if you haven't, if you're new to the journey. And like
mhm.
you mentioned, it is a lifelong journey. So I've taken similar courses to ones that I've created, and um, I personally liked owning it and having it for life. And, and me too, I refer back to these things on a regular basis because as a guide and a facilitator, I got to constantly be doing my own work.
Mhm.
So it's something you can own and use for life, and add to your toolkit, to your healing toolbox.
Healing toolkits.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we will drop the links in the show notes if anybody wants to check out Cara's course, and we'll have her website stuff and all that there as well. So yeah, thanks so much for being here, Cara. This has been great. I learned so many new things.
Thank you. And thanks for sharing and your time. And I appreciate you holding space for this podcast and all the wonderful things you do over at Simple Desk.
Oh,
I
thanks.
really on it. Teresa's amazing. Everyone on the team. I just had a
Oh, we
pleasure.
we
Everybody,
appreciate you too.
thank you. So yeah, genuinely, thanks so much. And thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thank you.